Good afternoon, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. It is Friday, the first Friday of the brand new 2023 year. We're almost at a complete full week in the 2023 year. And we got so much to chat about because it's Fantabulous Friday. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Carol Sue, aka Naughty Boss, live with
TwoSistas. Hey everyone, good afternoon. It's Janice, aka Wellness Diva 5.0. My feet and my hands are cold, but it's all good. We'll get everything warmed up here. And yes, I have my nice little heater over here, so I'll be going like this to keep my hands nice and warm. For those who can't see me, I just kind of put my hands over to the warmer. You know, Trending Thursday, Fantabulous Friday, all our different theme days, as we always said, have always had a special meaning to us. And, you know, a lot of times when I go into the podcast episode, as I'm typing in, I think to myself, what more can I say about Fantabulous Friday that perhaps I've never thought about? And oh, Fantabulous Friday is my favorite. And I kind of say that with every day. Every day is my favorite that we, come on live and share what we are passionate about. So I think for me, Fantabulous Friday, the first, we're almost toward the end of the first week of 2023, and blessed and grateful. That's how I feel. Fantabulous, blessed and grateful for sure.
Absolutely. And there's a lot of, things going on in this particular day. It is the Three Kings Day, where the three kings presented their presents to our Lord. So we have that going on. It is also the first full moon of 2023, which is the Cancer moon, which is also called the wolf moon or the ice moon. And I think it's called ice moon. I'm pretty sure it's ice. I know it's definitely wolf, but I think it's also ice. But anywho, it really reminds us that, coming off of the year that we all, really struggled through. Last year was a struggle year for so many people, whether it be finances, whether it be, bills, because, somebody's not working, whether it be the emotion of, loved ones, could it be, coming out of the pandemic, it's just all these different things culminate that, everyone's like, just get 2022 over. Now, we knew, and we've always talked about the blessings, that even in the crappiest year or the crappiest week or the crappiest day, there are still always blessings. Sometimes you don't always see them right away. But the full moon and the ice moon is really a time for us to actually slow down. So it starts January 6th, it ends the morning of January 8th. And it's really a time where you kind of reminisce and you kind of review how much that you did grow, even despite not having the best year. And I think we can all kind of relate to that piece to it. And the fact that we made it through so many obstacles, just like this week, you might have had obstacles a lot. January is one of those funny months. You go in with all this full passion. You're still carrying baggage from the year before that you haven't resolved. And we talked about, let's get resolved and not worry about resolutions. We want solutions, right? But the other thing is, it is a celebration. This moon is a celebration moon that you did have growth, but it is also a time that you realize that, despite the darkness, say, of 2022, there was light at the end of the tunnel. You got through it, right? And usually when I think we're in survival mode, anything to do with our health, our wellness, our mindset, you tend to, I would say, kind of huddle around, and you spend maybe a lot of energy really kind of talking about or reviewing the things that didn't go so well, because that's when you're in survival mode. You really scratch at anything good and scratch at anything positive to kind of get you out of that hump. So going into 2023, you want to go in, and I think a lot of people went in with a grateful heart that year was over, but you still have to kind of process it, right? So this is a time to recognize that you did do it, but you want to be kind to it. This is the moon that you really are supposed to actually slow down, reflect, celebrate self-care, that you got through it through perseverance, and just show yourselves some love and some compassion and celebrate of what you came through. And a lot of times we don't take that necessary time. It's a time to slow down, to, yeah, just kind of rest and relax. Think about things, but don't overtax yourself. So this particular full moon, you know, January 6th to the morning of January 8th is a time of reflection and calming. At the same time that you're celebrating that you did make it through. And how cool is it that it starts on Fantabulous Friday? Because that's the day that we do pat ourselves on the back. We do talk about, hey, despite the odds, despite the renegotiation, re-navigating, I made it through the week. A lot of times really struggle in January because it's one of those, you know, and we've talked about that, one of those months that, you know, sometimes we set up all these standards and we don't understand that change takes time. We're not supposed to get there on January 2nd. We're not supposed to feel, you know, transformation, you know, right away. And that's what this is about. It's about transformation. It's about understanding the growth that you did, but understanding that you may not see the fruits of January's labor until probably February, when you've had time to kind of readjust and realign. What do you think, Jen?
Yeah, because, you know, realignment is really significant with mindset. We know that. But when you are trying to make a change or, you know, trying to see the blessing in something, I go back to this past Sunday with Damar Hamlin, the football player. I mean, how, like, everyone was so traumatized by that and really sent all their prayers and their well-being out for Damar. But the beautiful blessing that has come from that, and we still continue to pray for his recovery. Phenomenal, thus far, and we hope that continues. That in itself is a blessing. I mean, the fact that organization or the GoFundMe that he had for the toy drive, what is it? I think I'm probably off, but
it's over 5 million. It's over 5 million.
I mean, that's a huge blessing. Of course we did.
You know what? And how small and significant was it, but so large and so big that the first thing he wrote on his chalkboard was, did we win the game?
Exactly.
I mean, you know,
I'm getting the chills thinking about that.
Sure, it's not even, you know, and I'm sure they're encouraging for him to hear of how.
Oh, we froze up again.
Cheering him on and rooting for him and
we're having a little.
I'm sure they've got to do it in very small doses, don't you think?
Oh yeah,
I think
we're going in and out here, and this is the beauty of live podcasting.
Yes.
And this is specifically why we do not edit even though I know how to edit video and audio.
We don't edit because, you know, people need to see that that's part of the you know, how real and raw we are. And so sometimes you got little technical difficulties, and it's kind of been like that all week.
Yes.
You know, since the first of the year. And again, it's just one of the things that you have to like renegotiate and stick with it. You know, usually we try to make sure that we're catching up with each other's verbiage, because a lot of times one of us is in behind and not realizing the other one is speaking. So we do a lot of pausing. So it's sometimes if you're listening, you hear like there's pausing going on during a live, as we are doing when the internet and the internet gods and waves are not cooperating. Sometimes you'll hear us over talking each other, not realizing, because we've got a delay and or, you know, an issue, a technical issue. And we just keep talking, and eventually we're like, okay, is she frozen or is she moving now? So, and there's a lot sometimes where one of us is, we are live and one of us is just not moving, but we think the other one's not, you know, we think the other one's frozen. So we just keep chatting, then we realize, oh,
as is right now.
We're live again. She's frozen. I'm cracking up because I know. Well, I'm cracking up because as soon as I said that, you literally became frozen. But you look pretty. You look pretty, and you had a nice smile on your face. Because sometimes you'll be catching us, our mouths are wide open, or we're looking elsewhere. We're frozen like that for a while, and you think, "Oh my God, what was I? How did I look?" But whatever, we don't care.
Whatever. All I know is that my my eye cream feels like I had Botox injections, and maybe that's transferring.
Oh, really? Well, speaking of that, skin, you have to tell me what you're using. But anyways, I went to the dentist this morning, and I walked in. Of course, my hair was pulled up because I was playing pickleball right after that. And the two receptionists at the front, like, "Oh my God, you look so good. Where'd you go?" And I'm like, "What do you mean, where did I go?" I came from the house. They're like, "No, to get your work done." I'm like, "What work done?" "Tell me you didn't get work done on your face." I said, "Oh, you don't know me that well. I don't like needles." And they were convinced that I had Botox. And I said, "No." I said that would take a needle. And if anyone that knows me knows I'm not a good patient, number one. Number two, you're talking about a needle, you'd have to really numb me up to the point of like numbing the skin, as well as probably drugging me enough to get the shot in. I did learn a new technique for those of you that are like me that don't like shots. If you have to get a shot in your arm, and we hope it's not that shot, but if you have to get a shot in your arm, I learned a technique where you actually lean over to whatever seat you're sitting on and let the arm that's going to receive the shot, or even the blood work, if you can do it in such a way where you're holding your elbow up, because usually when you're drawing blood, it's usually kind of in your elbow area a lot of times. But beforehand, you just let your arm sway like an elephant's trunk. Just let the arm go back and forth, and all of a sudden you just get in this relaxing mode. Now, with drawing blood, they probably wouldn't be able to do it in such a way, but when you're getting a shot, they can. And my last shot that I did have to get, which was a tetanus shot, not any kind of other jab, I did that, and tetanus shots, the gauge, and I'm one like, "What's the gauge of the needle?" And everyone goes, "What do you mean the gauge of the needle?" And that would be the opening width. I always ask, I go, "I want like a PD one." And they're like, "Oh my God, you are such a baby." Yes, I am. But anywho, as I'm doing that and I'm letting my arm kind of flow like a trunk of an elephant, I said, "Well, when are you going to be done?" She says, "I already gave you the shot. I never even felt it." So it's a good technique for those of us, because I'm not the only one out there that has this, anxiety over getting shots. That's why but anyways, going back to the skin part, I thought, "Ooh, you thought I had Botox." No, it's my Thrive skin.
When I put it on, it's like I can feel it just kind of, like doing its thing. And I, what I did it was Saturday or Sunday, I went, in my walk-in closet, kind of like rearranged everything, and everything's nice. And, I have a ton of skincare, a ton of hair care products, have everything all nice and organized. And, oh my God, I forgot I had this mask. So I was walking around, with a mask on, and I'm just like, this feels so good. I feel like
Self-care.
Like I just bought it. Self-care. Yep. Self-care is really important. But it was so exciting because to me, it was like brand new again, like I had found it, because, things get messed up, but.
Right. And that's good. I mean, it's nice when you feel, when you're taking care of yourself, and then you feel that a new, wow, my skin feels so soft now, or feels really good. And I've actually been comparing, because I'm on, let's see, I'm on day 6. Yes, I am on day 6 of Thrive Elite. I've lost 3.5 pounds this week. And that's, up till today, I lost 3.5 pounds. The appetite suppressant is on point. There's like no jittery feeling, good clean energy. I'm sleeping amazing. And I feel really, really confident that, and it's really for me, I mean, eventually the pounds are going to come off. I always say that. But the fact that I feel this more energized and this good, while I'm still getting the classic Thrive experience, because those ingredients are also in it. I've got now these added ingredients, for fat absorption, fat blocker, more protein. So I really, it's been fitting so nicely with my intermittent fasting, that cool little complement. I'm like, self-care and embracing it, a little slower few days over the full moon. But when you feel that good inside, it. But the fact that when someone can actually see it, whether it's your attitude, whether it's your smile, whether it's your skin look, whatever it may be, you feel good about that.
Oh, you sure do. And, the other thing that I've been doing this week, I was thinking, from 2022, what are some things that I love that I really haven't done lately? And I made myself a list. Of course, one of them is reading. I love to read. And, I thank our parents for that.
Yes.
I remember, when we were little,
we always read.
You had to read. Okay,
Yeah.
it's time to read. And I would always kind of fight that, but I'm so glad that they really encouraged us to do that. And I'm one of those people that has a shit ton of books. So I read a James Patterson book. I read, I just got done with a Catherine Coulter book called Labyrinth. Oh my God, excellent book. And I think part of a segment of her book was definitely used as a movie because that part of the book or the storyline sounded very similar to a movie that I had seen probably last year. But
that's funny.
Yeah, I thought so. But great book. And of course, this is the next Catherine Coulter book I'm going to read, Double Jeopardy. And this one actually has 2 books within it. And by the way, she writes the FBI series kind of books with some of the same FBI agents, which is phenomenal. So 2 books in this book, The Target and The Edge, in this one book called Double Jeopardy. So I'm really
Double Jeopardy. That sounds like, I love mystery and something that intrigues you so much so that you can't wait to turn the page. I love those kind of books.
Yeah, I mean, when I was making dinner, if I was waiting for something, I have my book there and I sit down. And the other thing was, we're all on social media, so I'm more cognizant of the scrolling because I'm guilty of it. I think we all are to a certain extent.
Right.
So so far the little things that I've implemented for myself are working, and I'm really happy about that because I get to do or partake in the things that I love, such as reading.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, a lot of people, when they start making those lists, what are the things that you do love? Really, some people, what do you love? And I know I've had that conversation with several people and they're like, I got to think about that. That's almost an odd reply to me, because that should be the forefront of who we are, to be doing the things that we love, or at least scheduling ourselves that we are allowed to allow yourself to do the things that you enjoy without feeling people I would love the opportunity to put my feet up and just read a book. Well, go do it. Put your feet up on a couch and go do it. But they think, I don't want people to think I'm lazy. It's self-preservation. You need to rejuvenate yourself, not only physically, but mentally. And the way you nourish your mindset is by enjoyment, joy, doing things that you love. So, I challenge it again. These next 2 days are really about respite, about care, about relaxation, and embracing that you made it through kind of a tough year. And even if you didn't have a tough year, it might have been a hectic year, whatever it may be. I think we all can relate to whether something transpired that, we couldn't wait to get out of. And for a lot of people, the last couple of years have been like that, where, live each day as, I heard a saying of someone that I met, and I absolutely love it. And I keep it, just kind of in my thought process. Like every day is the best day ever until tomorrow. You have to go in there with that positivity, but also embracing that, hey, I'm going to relax a little bit today. The gods of the moons are telling me to do it. And, who knows best? So sometimes you just got to let that spirit take over, do things that, that bring you joy, that add value. Value could be that they're adding joy.
Exactly. So, and that's why it goes back to what are those things that I love to do that I haven't really done. But the other thing too, I think I shared on Wednesday, was the one thing that I want to try this year. And even if it's only for one time, is to get, is ice skating.
Right. I
I
mean,
really want to do that. And the other,
make sure there's railings or something to grab, just to be on the safe side.
well, the good news is it won't be at where our brother used to skate, because he always used to harass me. So I don't have to worry about that, which is good. He still harasses me when I was always on the ice, which is kind of funny, but that's another story for another time. What are some other things? I don't know why this popped into my head this morning, because I've never done it, is quilting.
Oh yeah, I mean, a lot of people, they love that knitting, crocheting, the quilting. And I have a friend that's got this great sewing machine. It's like the Cadillacs or Mercedes of all. The name begins with a B. I can't think of what it's called off the top of my head, but she makes, she is truly a seamstress. She makes her husband's clothes. She quilts. She does a lot of quilting. And me, it's like a dying sewing. It's like a dying art. But she absolutely loves it. She does it. It's just one of those activities brings her joy. But at the same time that's bringing her joy, it's useful. Every time I see her, she's got a new shirt on. I'm like, did you make that? Yes, I did. I'm like, goodness. I go, that's kind of crazy. But she's really good at what she does. And she has the patience to operate the machinery. So and it's big. She has actually, I think, 3 or 4 sewing machines, but this one is huge. It actually came with Sikorsky crystals. Sikorsky crystal buttons. And her husband always jokes, I thought those Sikorsky jewels were going on my underwear. I said, don't tell me you make his underwear. She goes, no, I don't. We were cracking up. But, she can make anything. It's, some people just have that knack and that talent. So maybe over the next few days with this, ice moon, this wolf moon, you get that respite care, but think about those things that you love, that you haven't done, or maybe other things that add joy that you haven't done in a while, and get that list going and say, I kind of schedule myself next week and do a few of those things. You don't have to dive all in, but if you're not adding joy to your life on a daily basis with something, with someone, whether it's physical, whether it's creativity, whether it's journaling, whether it's reading a book, swimming, skiing, ice skating, whatever it may be, quilting, just do it. At least make that first step forward. You owe yourself to do something that brings you joy.
Absolutely. And on that note, we know someone has a birthday coming up.
Yeah.
2 days.
2 days away, yes. Yep.
2 days away.
Yeah, and actually, I gotta see where. So I did get my it's funny, I had a dentist appointment today. So she goes, oh, you have the same insurance. I said, no, I don't have the same insurance anymore. I have Medicare health insurance with United Health. That's who I chose. So yes, that went in effect, January 1st. But yeah, the big 6-5 is coming up in 2 days. For me, I'll share on that particular day what it means, which might surprise some people. And that's okay. I love to surprise people with my thought process of what I do and when I do. And the key piece to any age, and I don't care, yes, I've had so many people like,
Okay.
is there a party, blah, blah, blah. And I said, plan mind. But this, being the big birthday that everyone kind of chats about, to me, it's just another birthday now. The birthday, all birthdays should be celebrated. Yes, some have more special meanings, maybe some have different milestones attached to them, but I feel really good, and that's the most important piece, and I'm super excited about that. And yeah, I did get a card in the mail, which I thought was kind of cool. Thinking of you on your birthday, celebration 65, health, joy, wisdom, peace of mind, family, and friends, and all the things that I hold very dear to my heart. So yeah, it's another birthday.
It's just another day, but of course, we will be celebrating that milestone, and obviously a very significant birthday, but every birthday is significant.
That's right.
That note, happy Fantabulous Friday, everyone. And I know that we kind of, when things were freezing up a little bit, we happened to be talking about Damar Hamlin. Our
Yes.
prayers for Damar and his family, and of course, all
Yes.
his teammates. And we wish you a fantabulous Friday. And my name is Janice, aka Wellness Diva 5.0, and I'm with
TwoSistas, and this is Naughty Boss and Carol, so aka Naughty Boss. And enjoy your weekend. Heed the warning, and it is a warning because a lot of people don't allow their bodies to have respite care, nor their mind, and also implement some joy with that. So this is the weekend for you to do that. You have permission to do that. It's the full Cancer full moon of the wolf moon or the ice moon, however you want to do that. And yeah, we'll be doing some celebrating over the weekend, but everyone have a safe and healthy, happy weekend, and pat yourself on the back. You made it to the first week of 2023 with flying colors. Take care. We'll see you Monday for Monday Mindset. We'll see how I do after turning the big 6-5. Take care, everyone. Have a good day. Bye-bye.